How's it going? Welcome back to the channel, North Coast Constrictors. I'm Carl from South Africa in Belito. So we pretty much coming to the end of, or between halfway and the end of our breeding season. And when I say breeding season, that's anywhere from pairing up your snakes, having your snakes ovulate, pre-lay shed, lay your eggs, and having eggs in the incubator, and of course your hatchlings coming out. We are in all of those stages at the moment. I've hatched out hatchlings, and I've also got females that are just ovulating now. So it's going to be quite a stretched out season for me. You just get some snakes like that, some females that are early goers, some are late goers. It can be a bit frustrating. I'm not one of those breeders that want to breed year round. I want to breed during the breeding season and then have some time off, because when I'm breeding my snakes, I can't leave. I'm a one-man operation. I do everything myself. Check the snakes. I do everything myself. I'm not going to go into detail of every single thing that I have to do in the snake room. But when I pair, I choose the pairings. When I check the temperatures, I'm the one that goes into the tubs and checks the temperatures. So the most important thing during the breeding season is obviously when you've got eggs in the incubator, that your temperatures are correct in the incubator. Any spike in temperature is going to kill your eggs, kill your embryos. Anything too low is going to be a problem, but better to be lower than higher. I've done a complete video, or a video, where I mentioned the extreme highs and extreme lows and the safety, that sweet spot in the middle. Okay, but we've got a pretty much almost full incubator of eggs. I think I've got about 8 females that still have to lay and give me eggs. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 clutches of eggs in the egg boxes that haven't hatched, and I've had 16 clutches so far. 2 have hatched out. So what I'm going to do is, I did a video already on the super pastel yellow belly exantics that I hatched out. We got 9 visuals of the exantics combined with super pastel and yellow belly, and we got 300% het exantics, some with pastel, super pastel, 1 with pastel, 2 with super pastel, and we're still trying to work out it's a 50-50 on the other 2 whether they've got yellow belly or not. So what with this video is like an updated video for you on the pairings that we're still waiting to hatch. For example, in the incubator here, and I don't want to move the camera around because it shakes everything around. You have seen my incubator if you've watched my last videos. We have got, in the next couple of weeks, quite a few eggs that are due to hatch out. 2 of them are, well, they're all important to me, okay, but 2 especially, the very next clutch that's due to hatch, which is due to hatch in about, I would say, 10 days to 2 weeks, is my yellow belly Enchi Pied project. It was a visual yellow belly pied male paired up to an Enchi 100% het pied female. Really hoping to obviously hit all the genes on that. I know it's going to be virtually impossible to hit all the genes on that, but you know, let's see what happens. I also am now going to show you from my last video the Lavender albino 100% het pied hatchlings. They're all out the eggs. If you remember one of the last videos that I did, I've done some videos on retics that I keep as well after that, but I did a video where I showed you it was a dreamsicle project. Unfortunately, we didn't prove out dreamsicles, so we didn't get any Lavender albino pieds. What we did is, out of the 6 eggs, and you must understand that the male was a visual Lavender albino pied, which is a dreamsicle, and the female was a normal, but she was 66% pos het Lavender albino, 66% pos het clown, 50% posset pard. So my odds of hitting a dreamsicle were quite low because you need lavender albino and you need pard, but I only had 50% pard, so it's a 1 and 2 and 66% posset lavender albino, which is 2 and 3. So I've got 2 clutches of eggs that are paired with that male. One is hatched, one is due to hatch. The one that's still in the incubator, that female had all the genes as the female that's hatched her eggs out, but she's got one extra gene, which is blade, which is an incomplete dominant gene. But we don't know yet because she's still 66% posset lavender albino, 50% posset pard, 66% posset clown. She paired with the same dreamsicle male. We don't know what we're going to get. Maybe she proves out pard, 100% head pard. That will be fantastic. Maybe she proves out 100% lavender albino like the other clutch, because they're sisters. So they came from the same clutch. They came from the same sire and the dame. So we've got very good odds of actually hitting another clutch where the female, where that female is also 100% head lavender albino. But maybe, just maybe, that female has got pard. My first choice is, if this next clutch of eggs that's going to hatch out in about 3 weeks time is pard. If it's not going to be a visual dreamsicle, because I've already had a clutch of visual lavender albino 100% head pards, I'd like this one to be a clutch of visual pards 100% head lavender albino. Then I'll be stoked. If I don't get the dreamsicle, that would be first prize. But if I don't and I get another clutch of 100 lavender albino 100% head pards, that's great. I've doubled up on that. Those snakes will be bred back to each other, and for sure with that amount of lavender albino 100% head pards, because we'll have 13 snakes in total. Or if they're not visual, they'll all be 100% double head, and we will just pair them as soon as those females hit 1800 grams, or so without further ado, and sorry about this, but I'm not going to move the camera around. I'm going to pull out. These babies are all now in an egg box that are on wet paper towel, moistened paper towel, and they are waiting for their first sheds. But the last time you saw these little beauties, they were still in the eggs. So let's start off with one of the visual lavender albino 100% head parts. Okay, now I do not know if it's a male or a female yet. I have not. Let's bring this a little bit closer here where we can get some better lighting. Okay, so this is one of them. Okay, we have got, out of those 6 eggs, we got 5 visual lavender albino, and they're all 100% head for pard. Okay, tiny little thing still, and guys, my hands are disinfected to the max. They will be having their first shed in the next couple of days. They're all in an egg box here. I do things a little bit differently, not to all breeders, but some breeders, is where I put, a lot of the guys, as they come out the eggs, they put the babies in a rack on wet paper. I don't. I take the eggs after I've cut them, and I put them back into an egg box with wet paper, moist paper, and I put them back in the incubator, and I leave them in the incubator until their first shed. And a friend of mine who is quite a top breeder overseas, he does that, and he said he vouches for it because it helps with their very first feeding response. So that's just a little tip. It's a little tip that was given to me, and I did it with that first clutch of eggs with my super pastel exantic yellow bellies, and every single one of those hatchlings took a meal on their very first try. So I think it works, and that's what I'm doing. So here's another one. Here's another beaut. I'll only sex these snakes once I have had the first shed. All of them 100% het pard. How many males we got, how many females we got, I do not know. And this is the last visual. We've got some stunners here, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful babies. And then out of the 6 eggs, as I say, we've got 5 visuals, and then we've got this beauty here. She's still a stunner. He or she is still a stunner. Is a 100% double het lavender albino pard. I'm really, really hoping she's a female, because if she's a female, she'll be a holdback. You know, because we can obviously pair up one male to multiple females. So guys, those are the lavender albino 100% het pards that we produced. In about 3 weeks time, we will have the second clutch hanging out. They will be hanging out. They'll be hanging out in the incubator. We'll have the second clutch hatching out. I'll see if we hit the odds again. I don't know if we'll be lucky enough to hit those kind of odds. I mean, 5 out of 6 eggs being visual on 66% pos hets. That was something quite incredible. I think there were 1 or 2 friends of mine that watched the video that texted me privately, and they actually thought I was lying. They were like, "Dude, are you telling me you got 5 visual lavender albinos out of 6 eggs with a pos het 66% pos het pairing?" I'm like, "Yep," and they were like, "Unbelievable." You know, but guys, it happens. But then you could also have like a visual pairing to 100% het pairing, and none of them come out visual. It's a roll of the dice, guys. You never know. Okay. So the next clutch of the Dreamsicle project, obviously we want to hopefully hit Dreamsicle. And if we hit Dreamsicle, it means that female is 100% het lavender albino, 100% het pard, and she's a blade. And that will be a winner. You'll see me doing cartwheels through my snake room here. I'll be ecstatic. But I will be happy if we get exactly the same clutch. Okay, I will be super stoked if we hit pard, 100% het lavender albino, and obviously first prize of visual Dreamsicles. Now those two females, and here's the one here. Okay. She's back on food again. You know, she was this is mommy of that clutch there. Okay, so she's now her label here. We're at the ID My Snakes. She's had her 66% pos het lavender albino changed to 100% het lavender albino. She's still 50% pos het clown, 50% pos het pard, and 66% pos het clown. Now, what I'm going to do is next season, this female and the other female, I'm going to be breeding to a visual clown. Okay? Because she was already bred to a visual lavender albino. We didn't get any pards. The other one was also bred to a visual lavender albino pard. We don't know what we're going to get yet. That's still to be seen. But what those two snakes have not been paired to, because they're first year breeders, they haven't been bred to clown. And they're both 66% pos het clown. I've got a sneaking suspicion that these two females are going to prove to be 100% het for clown. That's just me being positive. I'm being positive. I'm drawing in the think positive and attract positivity. So I'm going to find the right male for her. It's going to be obviously a visual clown, and I'm going to try and find a visual clown, 100% het lavender albino, or a visual clown 100% het pard, or something like that. Okay, something that's going to complement those two females. But basically those two girls, with the other females in one of those racks over there. She's behind there. Both of them are going to go into the clown project. Okay, and clown, lavender albino clown, that is Grail. So we are working on the Grail project, and we are working on the lavender albino project, and we are which is a lavender albino pard project, which is Dreamsicle. and then the holy grail of that combination, which is a visual lavender albino clown pod. So these guys, what you are looking at here, are the building blocks that will eventually end up in a visual triple recessive combination called the holy grail, which will be a visual lavender albino clown pod, and maybe blade, because the one female's got blade. That's the direction I'm taking that project in. So guys, that's it. I just wanted to give you a quick update on the video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I also realized a couple of days ago that on the 14th of this month we downloaded our first YouTube video, so I'm a couple of days late, and 10 days late. I think it's about the 24th today, I think so. I work 7 days a week, so days to me, but we've been here now on YouTube for a full year. We've downloaded a good couple of hundred videos. I don't know how many, 600, I don't know. No, we've got, and anyway, we've hit over 500 subscribers. I know I haven't done my algorithms right. I haven't posted videos when you're supposed to post them. I know there's a special way to do it. You post it and you at a certain day of the week, at a certain time, for a certain target market. You've got to use certain keywords. There's all algorithms involved in that. I know nothing about that. I wing it. I get on the camera, I show you my snakes, I make a video, I hardly edit. As you probably have noticed, I sometimes screw up when I'm rewatching the videos before I put it on, and I've made a mistake. I'll just put some writing up on the screen that you can see where I've made a mistake, and I just correct myself on writing instead of coming and redoing a whole video again. Okay, so I'm very grateful that I've hit 500 subscribers in a year, just over. I reckon if I'd done the algorithms and done everything properly, maybe I'd have a few more. I'm going to definitely do some more investigating in that. I want more. So yeah, guys, if you like this content, please share. Please tell your friends about it. Join the channel. We're trying to do educational videos here. I don't want to be repetitive, but at the same time, I also want this channel to be for new ball python breeders, for guys that are just getting into the industry. So there are going to be topics that I'm going to be repeating, stuff that I did in the beginning, but now that I've gotten used to standing in front of a camera and talking about it, and I've gained another year's knowledge. I've been doing this for 2 years now. Now that I've done a second season, I've gained more knowledge. I know a bit more about genetics and genes, setup, temperatures, humidity, pairings, fatal pairings, lethal combos, ball python setups if you want to breed them in a racking system, or if you want to buy one as a pet. I'm going to be doing videos like that for the new guys that know nothing. You can take 2 ball pythons. One can be a 100,000 rand ball python, the other one's a 500 rand ball python. Wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I'm going to be doing videos like that to help the new guys and answering questions, not answering, but just offering information that are questions that you may want to ask people that just are you too embarrassed to ask. Some people don't like to ask, and then they go and put the snake in an enclosure or in an environment that is wrong or incorrect. These snakes have to be kept in the correct environment, the correct temperature, the correct humidity. They have to be fed the correct food. They have to be looked after. You have to treat them for mites. You have to, if you do get mites, you have to make sure that your enclosures are mite free. Everybody gets mites, guys, but if you keep your racking system and your snake room clean, hygienic, that problem does seem to go away. You can pick it up from going to pet shops and feeders and so on and so forth. They can get onto your clothes. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing, to cut a long story short, it's already long, is I'm going to be going back a bit. I'll be throwing in some of my high-end videos with some high-end projects that we're busy working on. I will be doing that. Still more of that for the guys, the more experienced breeders out there, guys that are following my YouTube channel, guys here in South Africa. I've had a lot of you guys reach out to me on my DMs. Go and follow my Instagram. Here's my Instagram here at the bottom. You can follow me on Instagram. You can send me a message on Instagram. We can swap numbers privately if you're in South Africa, and we can chat about snakes. A lot of guys are getting a hold of me and seeing the snakes that I'm producing and wanting to purchase from me. And not only that, I'm getting a lot of people that are reaching out to me on this channel as well and asking me for advice. And then I say, you know, let's get hold of each other privately, and we WhatsApp each other, and I will happily help you and give you advice on setup. But what I'll try and do though is cover all those topics in maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 videos, just basic startup beginners, and then I'll think about some topics to go. And if you want to start a little breeding project, and then you want to migrate to like an intermediate breeding project, and then you maybe want to migrate to a large breeding project, and the pros and the cons of each. So we'll cover it all, but we'll start off at the beginning, like I was when I bought my very first ball python for just a mere 600 rand. Her enclosure was more expensive than what she was, and now I'm sitting in a room filled with well over now with the hatchlings and the eggs and what's coming out there. Far greater deal worth of monetary value right now than what I started off with. We all have to start somewhere, so I'm going to go back to the basics, and we're going to start some videos coming up in the next couple of days where we start from square one. So if you're a new breeder and you're watching this for the first time, watch out for our next video. It's going to be an entry-level video on basic stuff like temperatures, hards, water, where to put it, what kind of enclosure, what size, rats, mice versus ASFs, multis, how to feed, how often to feed, all of those kind of things, all the questions that you need answered, that you need to know before you go out and buy your first snake. Guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content and you want to see more. See you on the next video. Cheers for now.